Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Ivan, the water bearer, with another preparation for a purpose television show. So, this one, it's gonna be what they call it, a little bit of, this gonna make you think. Now, this don't make you ponder. Now, I don't know what will. So, as I was stating on one of my last shows, one question, just ponder, asking one question can lead you just down a million, billion, infinity and beyond number of questions. So I was talking to my mother. We were talking about gas prices. So, just trying to make the best out of bad, out of a perceived, possibly bad situation. Like I said, depending on who, how you perceive it. And she was, we were talking about, some of the good things like gas. So she said, well, I'm kind of surprised though. I still thought gas prices would be higher. And I told her, I said, well, it's funny. I was thinking that same thing. I said, especially as it gets warmer, and, we start, heading towards summer, gas always spikes, no matter, what it is. I understand supply and demand, but still and yet, from a lot of the things that the government was saying or whoever controls the gas, I don't know. Maybe you do. Excuse me. But, I was just thinking like, yeah, I still thought it would be up there. People that do have to drive because it's not really, of course, in demand like that because people not, going as many places, but still and yet for the people who do, they still need gas. So I told her, I said, I kind of, felt the same way. And it got me to asking myself a question. So I began, like I said, I'm a thinker. And I said, brought me back to another family member. I was talking to a cousin of mine. And we would always talk about, building, just like I say what I'm doing here, building some tribes, getting a real community, common unity, and trying to get some power, back in our neighborhoods. So, he was like, I understand, man, you're not for the all black power thing. And I always said, I would have to stop. I'm like, no, I'm always for, because that's something where I can relate to someone of similar skin more than anybody. So, and like I always say, relation is love. So, even though I do love everyone, regardless of your skin color, now I don't know you, but I know we're part of all, so, I love you. So I would tell them, but no, I'm all for that. Let's do it. So we would always come up with ideas. And, I told them, I said, at the end of the day, it's supply and demand. I told them, I said, the way I feel is like, okay, just like the civil rights movement, the only way we have any say-so is if, for one, we start, because for you, some of you may know this, some may not. Say might be one person watching. But I have a security company. So I was saying, I patrol, we patrol our communities, and then there's a church, there's on each corner. Each of them, they give a certain amount. And, like I said, like $10 a week. And, I said, who got $10 a week? And he was like, I guarantee they won't do that. And I said, I thought about that. I said, then you just don't patronize the stores or the church, because then if you don't care about your congregation or your customers being safe, obviously you don't care. And without us patronizing it, how do they make money? And he made a good point. He said, man, nobody gonna do that. It's not gonna get enough people. People want what they want. Which is the message of today's show. Supply and demand and willpower. I'm a correlate. So, it's funny, like I brought up the civil rights movement. And that was like more of a conscious effort of strategic plans to say, okay, this is how they kind of understood where their power came from. Now, whether you believe that or not, from what I've seen it seemed to work. So they felt their power was, okay, it's power and unity. And where we tend to spend our money, if we take, because we know money is energy, everything is energy. So where we spend our money, if we take all that energy back, then we have a sense of power, even though maybe, a few of us are not going to be able to do much because we don't have near about the funds, but still yet we make up the majority. So, I do, for the most part, like I said, I agree with that. That is my opinion. My opinion. So, back to it. So I was looking at that, a conscious movement of back in, those days, it seemed like they had more willpower. Now, it's already a scientific fact, half truth, all truths are half truths, but it's said to be a scientific fact that each generation has less and less testosterone. Now, if I had to look at it, back in, I have an uncle and, a great uncle, and I just kind of look at it, it does kind of seem like they were a little more jacked back in those days. Not jacked as far as masculinity, but jacked as far as testosterone, just, carrying 5 guns, 3 knives, and all that type of stuff. So, staying on track, like I said, it made me think. I said to myself, okay, they seem to have a little more willpower as well, because it seemed like, okay, they could be on one accord, where they were able, like I said, to formulate however they did it. I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm saying from what I was able to see. And it was like a conscious movement, civil rights movement, which I'm sure it wasn't 100% African Americans. I heard there was some Caucasian and other races as well, but that's off the subject. Now, I'm sure it was several fatalities. So just like this, which seems to maybe, depending on how you look at it, be an unconscious movement, where maybe, and this is where we get to thinking. So all this rambling brought us to this moment, where maybe Omnisource is saying, okay, I'm going to give you so much time, and if you don't take heed, then I'm gonna have to put my hand and, maybe, like I said, and hypothetically, mix some stuff up. I'm gonna have to shake it up a little bit. So we had conscious fatalities of people knowing the consequences of stepping up against, per se, the man, to unconscious consequences of a movement of maybe a generation that's not quite as mentally strong. If, like I say, hypothetically, that's your day. It's not for me to decide. So a movement that's maybe not as mentally strong as back in the day. So it's like an unconscious thing, maybe with like nature and certain aspects, maybe some man-made things going on. Like I say, this is all hypothetical. Because like I say, me personally, I do truly feel it's always the biggest hand at the top. So I truly feel that way. So, and I said on many occasions, I do truly believe it's only lessons in blessings. So if this is a huge, hard lesson, and hypothetically, huge, hard lesson, and saying, okay, we all know about the 5G coming out and everything like that, and is it unless so we are enclosed, we without a lot, a lot of the things that we're accustomed to. So a huge hard lesson of, are we going to study? Because we really don't have much else to do right now. So let's say study what might be about to come, saying, okay, well, I don't like not having any power. So maybe let's study for one, let's say about this 5G. Maybe some different sources of income, buying some land, maybe planting some gardens, just different things, maybe becoming sovereign, just different things that you might be able to do to say, okay, I'm gonna try to have a little power so I can have a little say so. Good ways to, to save up the money that you do have, so when this situation is over, you can say, okay, well, at least I have a say so. You can't just tell me. So I wrote down a couple of words on my card so I wouldn't forget some of these. Let's say common law. So common law, it differs in different states. Like a common law marriage is what they say. I believe in Michigan it's like 10 years. So if you're with someone 10 years, they call it like common law. You commonly like married. So let's say if it's like a common law marriage. to the system. So let's say common law leads to martial law. And it's all hypothetical. Just saying, okay, the system is like, let's say the husband, like that masculine energy. And the system says, okay, I'm gonna run this, I'm gonna tell you what to do, I'll lay the law down. I'll lay the law down. Which brings us, like I said, common law to common sense. So if you saying I'm studying and I'm kind of, I'm seeing the common, look, I come out on the common law thing with this system, been in it so long, I'm kind of married to this thing and this whole little martial law thing I've been hearing. So before this come about, maybe I should use some common sense, hypothetically, and say, okay, let's get my power. So I always say on a lot of shows as well, if you want to kind of see, and I don't even want to use the word spirituality, if you want to kind of see how maybe higher realms or higher way of thinking is done, you kind of just look at the physical. So the physical plane. So let's say in a marriage. Now I've been married before. I was only married 5 years, but still you have marriage and just relationships. Period. What God? Come on. Now we all know, guys. What is we talking about masculine and feminine energy? What is the one thing that a woman will withhold for a man to just give in? It's all on the little shows. They take stuff a little overboard, but I'm just saying, let's just be real. Now, I know it's going to be some of y'all out there like, oh, man, I care less or whatever, and all that. Okay, I got you. But what I'm saying, for the most part, women know at a certain point, when you trying to, hey, let's say you bring, and that's another thing I noticed. When you don't, men and women, when you don't bring anything to the table, I don't care what a person says. At some point in time, they will power trip. It's universal law. It's the way it works. So, I didn't know all that back then. I just knew, hey, people may not know all that universal stuff, but they know how it works. That's how it works. If you don't bring nothing to the table, I don't care. A person's heart, right at that point, might genuinely be like, no, it's okay. Stay here. It's okay. I'll take care of everything. But at some point, they will power trip. They have to. So, no. I feel it. So that's all I ever lived when I didn't bring anything to the table. But like I said, I don't want to drift off, so let's hop right back to it. So when you bring nothing to the table and it's a power trip going on, and they say, okay, well, like I say, like a martial law type thing. So your mate telling you, look, I'm laying down the law, you're not bringing nothing to the table after so long, they like, first they were all nice to get you in and, you get comfortable. And then, like I say, boom, let's say you really don't have no money. Like I was saying, saving your money or, to make moves, but let's say you don't have any money. So you don't have any money, the law being laid down, it's like, it's my way or the highway. My way or the highway. You don't really have any money, let's say you don't really have any credit. It's like, what do you do? What do you have? We always talk about weapons. What's the only weapon you have? Feminine energy is a bad motor scooter. Because see, feminine energy, like I said in my other video, is sometimes just knowing when to strike. But one point I left off is, see, to strike can be to strike, when to go out, like I say, and get things done, different aspects of things getting done, or what else is a strike? You can go on the job, you can go on strike. You say, you know what, I'm just gonna hold on to my energy. Like a cell phone, it can be full, you put it on the eco mode, and you just say, I'm gonna hold on. Even though I got a full battery, I'm gonna hold on to my energy. I'm gonna hold it. Just like women when they say, you don't have to be like, no, okay, well, you don't want to do that, I'm not giving you none then. Nah, you might, like I say, you might be one of them guys too that have about 5, 6 other women. You like, hey, I'm good then. Hey, okay, but I'm using this as, let's just say, a guy who's being faithful to his wife, and he's like, okay, God. At some point, even if she didn't make any money, didn't have a job, it gives her a ground to stand on. Heck, the ground, some of them, they control it all just with that. To be honest, I've seen it done. So I'm just saying, feminine energy is a very, very powerful energy. That's why a lot of they may not even know this, but a lot of the older women, they tell girls, yeah, don't give it to them, girl, make them wait for it, make them earn it, make them do this, because then you just think you don't even like her like that. You just think of all these different ways just to get what you want. That's that feminine energy. Some might even call it sex magic. Like I say, hypothetically, hey, I don't know. I really don't. Some things I might say I don't know. I just might. Some things I may really not know. I don't know. It's not. But like I said, I'm just trying to get you to think. Anyway, let's get right back on to what we were talking about. So just like martial law, we have martial arts. When I was talking about your defense, what is martial arts? Just think of when we think of martial arts. What's the first thing we think about? Karate. Self-defense. So even though you do definitely know how to, you know how to fight, you still, what's the main thing? You only use it as a defense. Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but the main thing, I know how to defend myself. So once all this blows over, most people might be saying, okay, what is your point, man? What's the point of this whole thing? So if, I'm just saying, I don't know. Look, that's the way I said, this is the way my mind works. Now, I truly do believe that it will be over, but I'm saying I'm going with some knowing. So once, or if this is over, and let's say the 5G hits, is it gonna be more so like, oh man, I'm so glad it's over, things gotta go right back to the way it was? Yes, finally, man. Or is it gonna be more of an attitude of, doing what I was so long kind of helped me tap into some things where, you know what, I'm not just gonna hop right out and just go do something because they saying do it, and everybody else might be doing it. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna sit on this for a while. Because you do know, once you don't just say, yeah, oh, I want it, and you kind of hold back, things get cheaper. Supply and demand. So it doesn't matter, like I said, about what, the things. I used to believe that, like, oh, okay, well, they said gas, at certain points it has to go up because of so-and-so. It's supply and demand. So when you can just be like, okay, look, I got I have everything I need. So if I have to hold out for a while, this time willingly, maybe consciously, I can do that. No problem. Because I have me some power too. I'm putting something on the table. You're not just about to tell me what to do. The way of looking at it, you might say, okay, well, fast, I like things done. Hey, I'm trying to make this money, quicker computer, quicker this, quicker cell phone, I'm trying to get some stuff done. Radiation, I don't know, it might not be, maybe somebody just saying that. It might be less radiation. People might have their own agenda. I feel you too. Like I said, I really don't know. I'm just here to get you to think. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see what else we left off in the shop. So, let's see. I hit the main points, like I said, the main points of this message. But, one I did leave out. Another last point of this message. It was, you ever heard of this? It's audio book and a book called The Art of War by Ta-Ching. I don't know. I'm not trying to say it like that. I really don't remember the name. But it's called The Art of War. And long audio book. I learned better audio. 3 learning styles: audio, visual, kinesthetic. Me, I'm more of an audio guy. Anyway, one of them was, one of the laws that really stuck out is, and they play this a lot of movies, to get your enemy. Greatest way to win a battle, and this is war. This is what I'm saying. This is war. Not saying this is war. Not saying it is or isn't. To get them to kill themselves. And that one really stuck out to me because, like I said, I had a battle with addiction, all as I was kind of growing up, with alcohol and opioids and certain things that I was really, really blessed and thankful that I overcame. And, so it just really made me think, like, not only did I have to overcome that, and I always compare the our sales with our sales, but I'm like, man, I was just paying. I mean, I'm begging. I'm going out trying to borrow money, going everywhere to buy this stuff to kill myself. I'm like, dang. You ever, in a lot of spiritual texts, it says you have to bow your strong man, meaning, maybe it's some, universal law or something like that, where they're just, at some time they just can't put a bullet right in your head or something, so easier, or in everybody's head, so they're like, okay, we just make it easier. Let's just make it kill themselves. Let's kill the strong man. Another hypothetical, like they said, the black man. How they try to take our kids away from us, and this is just being real. Now, this is truth. That's why a lot of single mothers that, were single mothers back in the day, but now a lot of it is by choice and power. So they say, okay, well, this agenda, we cut, the strong man, we cut off the strong man, and then everything just follow. We get the women right in the system, and, hey, take out the black man, we good. We strong. Chop them right off. Boom, have them kill themselves. Black women not even letting, good fathers, not even letting them see their kids thinking, oh yeah, we got all the power. Now I don't need you no more. Hurting kids, not logically thinking, you just being used as a puppet, hypothetically. Now I do have some strong feelings on that, so yeah, you already, anybody know me know how I feel on that one. But back to it. It's just saying, killing ourselves. Like, all right, we don't even have to do it. We gonna let them do it. Like I said, I was killing my sales, and I'm paying for it. I'm talking about, hey, who got this? Oh, cool. Spending half my check and all this. Can't really get the finances that I need to get up because I'm more worried about that than, just building on myself and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, just paying everything to kill myself, my sales. Makes you think, don't it? Anyway, I'm gonna end it at that. I did want to do one thing at the very beginning. I just wanted to give my deepest gratitude and condolences to anyone who may have lost someone in this pandemic or the civil rights movement that I was talking about. I really do. And just, tell everybody to just keep their heads up, just stay strong. And no one knows when we're going to make it through this, but I really, like I said, truly feel better days are ahead. Like Jerry Springer, take care of yourselves and each other.